position.
All right, so we're ready to move on to level 2 and 3 now. And so our focus is going to be back handsprings and back tucks mostly in our sport. And for this, we're really focused on adding power to our level 1 hands. So we should have mastered the handstand by now when we're ready to move on to this. And now we're going to try to work on something like handstand pops and handstand snap downs. And so to add a pop to your handstand, what you're going to be trying to do is to just shoulder shrug like we practiced as you do your handstand. So right as you pick up, you're going to take a big lunge, you're going to pop with the shoulders, bounce into the handstand, or you step down. Do that one more time. Okay? So I should be able to get a little bit of control after I pop and try to get a really nice shape. Okay? After, we're going to do a snap down. And so it helps to have a little bit of a height. So again, finding something in your house you can use like a couch cushion to create a little bit of extra height off of you, between you and the ground. And now just step into our handstand. And once we get up, we're going to do a slight out curve like we practiced before. And really snap our feet down and try to land in a nice tight hollow position. So pick up the handstand. You can combine when you get better at them, so you can handstand pop up, and then the snap. Give yourself a little time. So, after that, we're going to do a few things that are really going to help with the shoulder strength to develop. How do we develop this ability to do this on the floor? So we're gonna start with shrugs, shoulder shrugs to develop power, and there's 3 progressions. So you can do them on the floor. And so the way a shoulder shrug works is we're going to really be trying to squeeze our shoulder blades together behind our back and then push the shoulders without bending the arms. And in our sport, you also want to be able to add a little flick of the wrist to really follow through. And so you can start on the floor, even with your knees down, or just practice that position. So squeezing the shoulders, pushing back. Squeezing, pushing. And when you get good at it, you can go squeezing and push and pop yourself right off the ground. To make it a little more challenging, you can go into a push-up position. Same thing, squeeze and push. And again, once you get better at it, push and come right off the ground with your hands. Okay? So that's kind of step 1 with the shrugs and doing it for power. Once you get good at that, you can do it against the wall. And so we're going to try to come over here and hit that same position, but now we're going to put the arms by our ears, because this is where we're actually going to be using this in our sport most often, is from here with our sets, with our snap downs, and our actual tumblings. So we're going to come to the wall, we're going to create a bit of an angle so that we're in a nice hollow position. We're going to do the same thing, we're going to squeeze our shoulders together and push. So you want to pop yourself off the wall. If it's too hard, you can move closer, but if you can just easily stand all the way up, then it's too easy. So you want to move lower, and the farther down you get, the harder it is to actually get yourself off the wall. So you can practice that in sets of maybe 10 pops, and if 10 is really easy, then you're too high and you want to lower yourself down. And if 10 is really hard and you can't do 10, you want to go up a little higher on the wall so you can find that sweet spot where you can do the right amount of reps. Okay, so that's the shoulders and the shrugs and the pops. Once you've mastered doing them on the floor and against the wall, and you're really ambitious, you can try doing them completely upside down in a handstand. So I wouldn't recommend trying to actually pop off the ground in this position, but you should be able to kick up into a handstand position and then just, without bending the arms, shrug up and down. Again, try and get at least 10 in a row before you have to come down. Okay, so with the shoulder shrugs, very important to develop strength and power there. There's a couple other things we can do to practice our back tucks, which would be more like a conditioning body positioning thing. So we're going to try a couple shape drills. So we're going to start in that hollow position like we practiced. We're just going to roll up and roll down. Reverse sit-ups. Because you're lifting your lower body. What's important is that you want to hit that nice tucked position with your body here, where your weight is on your arms and your shoulders, not your neck. You're in this kind of 90-degree position. Feet aren't close to your bum, and you're not all the way over the top, all scrunched up. So we're gonna hollow, roll up, roll down. You can add a little bit more dynamic movement to that as well by starting in a nice tight core hollow set position for, say, a round off back tuck. You roll back into the position and hit that tuck shape and roll back up without using your hands. If you're working past tucks onto layouts, a good drill is to just, instead of hitting a tuck position, hit a candle position. And so you'll see that this time, I'm going to slap my legs at the top and straighten them. So roll, hollow, and then slap. And then we're going to try that one more time. So starting nice and tight, rolling back, and then slap at the top, go back up. Perfect. Okay, so back tuck shapes and back handspring drills with snap downs and power and shoulder shrugs. That's all the stuff you're going to need to actually be successful with those skills. Another thing that's really important at level 2 and level 3 is connecting our jumps to our tumbling. And so with level 2 we do a T-jump. With level 3 we do a toe touch or some other form of advanced jump. But since we are in our house and we can't just throw back handsprings on the ground, we can practice just the connection with the arms. So something that happens with the back handspring particularly and the back tuck is that once we hit that T position for our jump, we don't have to do a backwards circle here and reverse before we explode again. A common mistake I see a lot is athletes will come here and then they swing forwards and then go, and it makes their handspring really slow and off the counts. So a good way to do it is just to practice with a T-jump, hit, back circle, jump again, like you were going to do a back tuck or a back handspring, without actually connecting it. Circle to the side so you can see the arms. So we go. And hit, and notice the smooth connection of the skills. I'm not bouncing, I'm not going right away. It's 1 up, 2, 3 up, 4, for example. So a lot of different drills you can do there. Let's take a break, and then we'll move on to some finishing. Okay, so now we're going to really focus on some of the conditioning stuff that we need to be doing for these skills. So Tara here is our resident expert on conditioning. we're gonna do some handstand walk-in, walk-outs to start. So we're gonna start on a push-up. We're gonna push up. We're gonna walk our feet up the wall. We're gonna get as close as we can to the wall, and we're gonna walk back down, really focusing on keeping that core tight, and rinse and repeat all the way down on the floor. Perfect. After that, we're gonna go into a handstand against the wall, and we're going to do shoulder taps. So, Tara's walking back up. We're gonna try to find our balance, put our hands a little wide. It's easier with your feet a little wider, and we're gonna go tap one shoulder and tap the other shoulder. Perfect. Go back and forth a couple times. Good. Let's get Tara to come down and take a break for a second. Excellent. So we've got, with both of those drills, we're really trying to focus on keeping the body position really straight and really strong. Okay, the next one is a handstand push-up. And for a lot of us, this is a really, really difficult thing to do. So the way we train it is we start with just the negative, which means just lowering down. So we're going to have Tara kick up into a handstand. And from this position, after she's up there, perfect, we're going to lower down to the floor as slow as we can, and then bring the feet down, and then we're gonna go back up and do it a few more times. So that's essentially how this works. You're building the muscles by lowering the weight and then eventually be able to lift the weight. Beautiful. Okay, next, we'll switch it up. Instead of the arms, we're gonna go into the glutes. So we're just gonna do a hamstring glute bridge. And we'll show you 3 different ways to do it. So the first way is 2 feet. So you're gonna lie on your back, you're gonna bring your feet in close to your bum, and you're just gonna lift your hips as high as you can to the ceiling and squeeze your glutes and hold that position. For those of you that are pretty strong, this will be pretty easy, and we're just gonna try and eventually transition to doing with only 1 foot. So you can just put your other foot out or up to the ceiling, but really squeezing through your glutes to hold your hips high. And once you're able to master this, maybe we can switch to the other leg. Perfect. Now, once you're able to hold the leg up straight, we're gonna add some dynamic movement and lower it down, keeping the hips high and raise it back up. And so you can use this as a way to track reps. So we can do 10 on one side and then switch legs and do 10 on the other. And notice how Tara's going nice and slowly through the movement and really focusing on squeezing that bottom leg and her glutes. Thank you. Okay, now moving on over, we have a box set up over here. And we're gonna focus on the jumping. So when we're thinking about back tucks, standing tucks, round off tucks, standing handsprings, any of those types of skills, your standing jump is really the most important thing that you need to be doing here. And so we may not be able to practice those skills at home, but we can definitely improve our power. So we're gonna do just a standing squat jump, and we're gonna jump up onto the box. And you'll see that Tara here is jumping up, she's landing. You can see she really keeps her shoulders over her toes, and her hips are pushed back. Very good technique, and exploding from the floor up onto the box. If you don't have a box or something like this, you can use stairs in your house. Just make sure that you are being safe. So after we're doing the power movement, we're gonna be moving into some more controlled strength movements. And so we're gonna do two different things. One is a calf raise. And so we're just gonna hop up onto the edge of the box. Just gonna hop up onto the edge of the box here, and we're gonna do these calf raises 3 ways. So the first way is our feet are straight. We're just gonna do a couple ups and downs, perfect, just like that. And okay, so you keep your feet nice and straight. The second way is we're going to try to, and I don't know if Tara's done these before. Yeah, we're gonna try and push our heels apart. It's much harder to keep your balance when you do this. And yeah, good. So you can see how our heels are apart. And the last one, which is tricky as well, is the heels together. Okay, so we call them calf raises 3 ways, and you're really gonna be building your muscles all around the whole ankle by doing this. Excellent. Now the last one are squats. And so we like to do squats with one leg, because if you can lift your body with one leg, it's gonna be a lot easier to lift it with 2. And so Tara's gonna hop up on the box, pick whatever leg you want, and obviously we would do it on both sides. Great, so I'm gonna come over here. So we're gonna try to have the foot straight out in front of us if possible, and we're gonna lower down our hips close to the ground and stand back up. This is a very difficult movement, so you're gonna wanna practice. Make sure you're on something that is soft around you, so if you fall off, you're not gonna hurt yourself. And moving around to the other side, we have the same position. You can see how we really push those hips back, use the arms and the leg to balance yourself down and up, nice and controlled. Excellent. So you can put these movements into a circuit and try and go through all of them multiple times. Thank you very much, Sarah.